singers of India. The Toastmaster of the day is Toastmaster Souurabh Gavhane. He is a computer engineering student. He is an ambivert, and his hobbies are traveling and adventure sports. He doesn't like any specific genre in particular. He just listens to whatever he likes. Now, let's welcome him on stage with a huge round of applause, the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Souurabh Gavhane.
Thank you, Toastmaster Swarangi. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 487th meeting at Toastmasters Club of Pune-West. I'm Toastmaster Souurabh Gavhane, your host for the evening. As Swarangi said, the theme for today's meeting is Singers of India. Our country's music is so diverse, just like we have so many cultures, so many different languages. We have over 1 billion people, and there are hundreds of dialects and languages spread across our country. But still, there's an undeniable sound that makes Indian music unmistakable. Today, we are looking at some of the singers of modern India who have given us some musical gems over the course of their career. Before I go ahead, would anybody like to volunteer and share any special memories about visiting any concerts of their favorite singers?
I was at A.R. Rahman live 1 year ago on 22nd February 2020. And at that time, we were actually worried because we were getting to know that a virus called coronavirus has surfaced on the earth. But those 3 hours were magical for me because I got to listen to the man himself, A.R. Rahman, live. And one memory I have is that we all know that he is from Tamil Nadu and he has many Tamil fans. So we had 2 to 3 Tamilians who were behind us, and they were shouting so loudly that we were hearing their voices more loudly rather than A.R. Rahman's voice. So we had to fight a lot with them that day. But overall, it was a great experience, and I just can't wait to go to his concert again.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing, Toastmaster Mansi. Now, let me explain the program for today. We have 2 sessions. The first half will be for prepared speeches. Speakers, one second. Okay, sorry. Now I'll start again. Now let me explain the program for today. We have 2 sessions. The first half will be for prepared speeches. The speakers will attempt to deliver the speeches based on certain objectives. Then we will have a break for 5 minutes. Then these speeches will be evaluated by evaluators who will give their feedback in given time. After that, we have impromptu speaking, which is the table topic session, in which you will learn how to think fast and speak off the cuff. Now it's time for me to introduce some of my fellow colleagues who will help me in the control and conduct of this meeting. The person playing Sergeant at Arms is someone who's pursuing the Chartered Accountancy course and is fairly fluent in German. She's an optimist, a bookworm, and an extreme dog lover. Her favorite Indian singers are Shreya Ghoshal and Sonu Nigam. She's Toastmaster Swarangi Naik Satam. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Swarangi, for opening this meeting energetically. Let's have a huge round of applause for her. Next, to keep track of the time, we have Toastmaster Christo James. He has completed his engineering from Mumbai and now works as an engineering consultant in Triplan India Private Limited. His hobbies are to binge watch any series and listen to music. I request him to explain the role. Over to you, Toastmaster Christo.
Hi everyone, my name is Christo James. So as Toastmaster Souurabh said, I will be looking after the people if they are completing the speeches and completing the evaluation on time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show a green card before this gets completed, and that means that your time has reached to an end. Thereafter, after 1 minute, I will show a yellow card, and thereafter I will show the red card. So you have to finish everything before the red card. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster Saurabh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Christo. Next, to keep track of the pauses and or fillers that we use, we have a 2020 MBA pass out and who's currently working in Orient Technology. She likes swimming and painting, and her favorite Indian singer is Arjit Singh. She's Toastmaster Dineshwari Gauri. I request her to explain the role. Over to you, Toastmaster Dineshwari.
Thanks, Saurabh. As you said, like if anyone wants to share experience with live concerts, so should I?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Actually, when in 2018, all my MBA friends and we got one project. So college has given one project. The project name is Purple Fever. So what we do in that project, we arrange one concert. So in 2018, when our batch was there, we have arranged a concert in Phoenix Mall. So we have asked Gajendra Verma, if you know, जिसने तेरा घाटा मेरा कुछ नहीं जाता, that singer. We called him, and he took 5 lakh around for that concert, and we sold the tickets, and finally we couldn't arrange that money, but at the end he was not ready. Actually, at 11th hour he was not ready to go on stage. So that time only 50,000 was remaining out of 5 lakh. So at that moment we arranged it finally, and the concert was happened. So that was our huge loss. Around our loss is like around 2 to 3 lakhs. We were there on loss. But yes, after that we have arranged. Then after that we have arranged one of another event, and yes, we covered that all loss. So that was my experience of live concert. So let's move towards my role. So my duty as the counter is to listen carefully for verbal distraction. At Toastmaster, our aim is to reduce our reliance on these words and achieve clear and eloquent speech. For doing so, I shall take note of such filler words such as you know, and so, and other filler words or sound. So I will keep track of the repeated words like, the, and, lastly, and also I will keep track of small and long pauses. So, and I shall report my findings at the end of the meeting. So what do you, Saurabh?
Thank you, Toastmaster Dineshwari. So now to give us the critical feedback of the language that we use and highlight upon the good and not so good usage of English, we have Toastmaster Madhur Patle. He's a computer science engineering student who loves trekking and traveling to new places, and he also enjoys practicing yoga every day. His favorite singer is A.R. Rahman. So let's welcome Toastmaster Madhur Patle, who will also introduce the word of the day and idiom of the day. Over to you, Toastmaster Madhur.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saurabh. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I will note any misuse of English language as well as any outstanding usage. As a grammarian, it is my duty to introduce word of the day and idiom of the day. Word of the day for today's meeting is euphoria. Euphoria means experience or effect of pleasure or excitement, an intense feeling of well-being and happiness. If a word could be transformed into a picture, then euphoria would be a kid's face in Disneyland. Example of the word in any sentence is although the movie was pretty corny, but I love the feeling of euphoria I got at climax. Now, I encourage to few of you to use this word in any sentence.
The first time I gave a Toastmaster speech, I was euphoric.
Thank you, Siddhant. That was
Can
the
I try?
proper usage. Yes, of course.
I love the euphoria when you get to attend live cricket matches at the stadium.
Yeah, that was also correct usage. Now, idiom of the day is music to your ears, which means something that is very pleasant or gratifying to hear or discover. Example, uh, when my brother got first rank in class, it was music to my ears. Or another usage could be Shreya Ghoshal sings beautifully. Her voice is music to my ears. Now I encourage you, to few of you, to use this idiom in any sentence.
Okay, I'll try.
Yes.
Hearing that COVID-19 or Corona has disappeared would surely be music to my ears.
Can I try?
Yes, of course.
When I heard back my speech, it was not music to my ears.
Both are correct usage. Now, each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day and idiom of the day. I will give my report and grammatical usage report whenever I called upon in the meeting. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Saurabh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhur. Now someone else will be observing every single thing that will happen this evening. Later, that person will give us feedback about the proceedings, the environment, and general comments. To act as general evaluator, we have an avid book reader and a wannabe author whose favorite singer is Arjit Singh. He is Toastmaster Vishal Keswani. Now I'll share my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
So the first singer that we are going to talk about today is A.R. Rahman, the favorite of a lot of us. He was born on Jan 6, 1967 in Chennai, and he's an Indian composer, singer, songwriter, music producer, musician, multi-instrumentalist, and philanthropist. He is skilled in Carnatic music, Western classical, and the Qawwali style of Nusrat Ali Khan. He has been noted to write film songs that amalgamate elements of these music systems and other genres, layering instruments from different music idioms in an improvisatory manner. He has worked for innumerous Hindi, Tamil, Malayalam, and Kannada films and composed music and songs for them. He has also worked on a number of Hollywood films and composed music for the Chinese and Japanese film industry, as well as Tamil and Malayalam songs are very loved in India and are famous all across the world. He has also worked with the famous Indian film star Rajnikant. When it comes to his awards, he has earned around 6 National Film Awards, and 15 Filmfare Awards, and 17 Filmfare Awards South, which is a record for an Indian composer. Now we'll look at some of his famous compositions. Jai Ho for Slumdog Millionaire, O Saya, and as we all remember, Rockstar, which had like multiple amazing songs by him. And also in summer of 2012, he composed a Punjabi song for the London Olympics opening ceremony. This Toastmaster Atharo back. Has Toastmaster Atharo joined?
Yes.
Okay. Now I will invite our President, Toastmaster Atharo Kisti, to give his opening address. Over to you, Toastmaster Atharo.
Thank you, Saurabh. Hi everyone, welcome to Toastmasters Club of Pune-West. So for the guests present here, I would just like to briefly introduce what Toastmasters is and what we do. So Toastmasters is a international organization which provides platform for public speaking. So once a week for 2 hours we meet, and we do this every week where our members get a chance to give speeches, get their speech evaluated, perform various roles, and all towards the objective of improving your public speaking skills. We have a specific format that we follow for every meeting, and for for every speech, so this format helps in a particular structured conduct structural way of conducting a meeting, and through various different roles our members learn. Do we have any guests today? Please interrupt me if we don't, or if we have any guests.
Guest Kamya is here.
Okay, so guest Kamya, can you introduce yourself to the club? Guest Kamya, would you like to introduce yourself?
She has exited the meeting room. Maybe she has an internet issue.
Okay, so I guess all members are present. She is a visiting Toastmaster. Okay, but I think we still need to take the introduction. She has not joined. So okay, moving on. So today is 31st. So last day for renewals. If someone is yet to renew, please do renew, because from tomorrow we will be starting with our next term, the April to September term. So please renew to continue, as we say in our group hashtags. Also, we are planning for an open house meeting next week, the details of which will be provided in the upcoming week. So basically, just be prepared. Just giving you an idea what an open house is. Yet you have to bring one person with you to the meeting, because we want to spread what we do in Toastmasters. We want other people to benefit as well. So we organize a special meeting called open house, where we invite a lot of guests. So each one bring one is generally the philosophy. So please try to bring some guests with you who will benefit from this whole Toastmasters fraternity, and he'll come to know about what we do and how they improve, and how we help them improve the public speaking. So please do that. I guess Toastmaster Kamya is back. So Toastmaster Kamya, would you like to introduce yourself?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kamya Parab, and I'm one of the members of Northeast Pune Toastmasters. I'm attending this meeting for the second time, and all the best to all the role players. I am in Wadia College, studying in first year art stream. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kamya. So without further ado, I'd like to hand over the stage to our very own Toastmaster Saurabh. And I'm also excited to know what he has to share about the stories of various singers in India, being a music lover myself. So back to TMoD Souurabh.
Thank you, Mr. President. That was a very informative address. Okay. So the next song we are going to talk about is Arjit Singh. That singer who's known for making super romantic songs which make you miss your lover even if you never had one. He was born on the 25th of April 1987 in Murshidabad in West Bengal. And as you all know, he's an Indian singer and a music composer. He predominantly sings in Hindi and Bengali, but also he has performed in numerous other languages. He's a recipient of a national award and a record 6 Filmfare Awards. He began his career when he participated in the contemporary reality show Fame Gurukul in 2005, but he didn't receive widespread recognition before the release of Tum Hi Ho and Chahu Maina Yara in 2013. And he was declared the most streamed Indian artist of the year 2020 by Spotify. Now let's look at some of his famous songs and compositions, like Tum Hi Ho for Ashki 2, Zalima for Rais, Rata for Agent Vinod, Tera Yaar Hu Main Bas Sonu Ki Tittu Ki Sweetie, and there are numerous the songs which he has composed, which are, I can't really list all of them, but we all know which songs those are. The next song we are going to talk about is singer we are talking about is Shreya Ghoshal. She was born on 12th March 1984 in Behrampur, West Bengal, to a Bengali Hindu family, and she grew up in a small town near Kota, Rajasthan. She's an Indian playback singer, songwriter, composer, and music producer. She had aspired to become a playback singer from a very early age. At the age of 4, she started learning music. At the age of 6, she started a formal training in classical music. At the age of 16, she was noticed by the mother of filmmaker Sanjay Leela Bhansali when she entered and won the television reality show Sare Gamapa. Following that, she made her Bollywood debut with Bhansali's romantic film Devdas in 2002, for which she also received a national award. She has received 4 national awards, as mentioned earlier, 7 Filmfare Awards, and 10 Filmfare Awards South. She has recorded songs for numerous Bollywood movies, and she has established herself as the leading playback singer of Indian cinema. Apart from playback singing, she has also appeared as a judge on several Indian television shows, reality shows, and she also appears in music videos. She has also performed in numerous musical concerts all around the world. She was honored by the state of Ohio in the United States, where the governor declared 26 June 2010 as Shreya Ghoshal Day, and also in 2013 she was honored in London by the member of the House of Commons of the UK. Next, we'll look at some of the famous songs and compositions. Pretty much all the songs from the movie Bajirao Mastani, Manwa Lage for Happy New Year, and Ratbar for Hero Panti. Next, we are going to look at the Marathi duo, which are quite famous, which is Ajay Atul. Atul was born on 11th of September 1974, whereas his younger brother was born on 21st of August 1976. They were born to a revenue department officer in Alandi, which is on the outskirts of Pune. They were both brought up in Pune and also around several villages in Maharashtra. In their childhood, they were not much inclined toward academics, but their interest in music developed while still in school. Around this time, they started participating in several music competitions and started winning. This inspired them to explore their true potential in music. And even though they were not supported by their family direct for music, they were not denied any assistance as well. As their family members could not afford musical instruments, they funded their musical ventures through their school, temples, local bands, etc. Despite not getting any direct training as such, they learned a lot from these ventures. They would befriend friends who owned instruments like harmonium, dhol, etc., because they could not afford them. Later, they started their own band in college. Later on in life, their father, on the insistence of their mother, got them a keyboard, which proved one of their greatest gifts. They started experimenting a lot, and later they came to Mumbai. When they came to Mumbai, they got to work on a non-music film album called Vishwanayaka. This proved to be a very big break for them, and this paved their way into the Indian music industry. They have worked on many Bollywood songs, as we all know. Like they have composed songs for Singham, Bol Bachchan, and numerous other songs in other films. And 2016, they also worked on the Nagaraj Manjule's film Sairat, which is the only Marathi film to gross over 1 billion people. And they made their debut on the 2015 Forbes India celebrity list, securing a position of 82 and 22 respectively. Some of their famous compositions include Zingat for Sairat. Pretty much all of the songs in Sairat are amazing. And as well as all the songs on Natraj are just amazing. Bring It On and What Do Say They for Zaudena Baras. Now, as interesting as this is, we need to move on to the speeches. We have 3 prepared speeches from the manual. Each speech has a specific time limit and some fixed objectives. That's why we call it as a project. Each project teaches us some aspect of public speaking, such as body language, vocal variety, or persuasive skill, and many such aspects. Our first speaker will attempt level 3 project 1 from Pathways Leadership Development. The name of the project is Planning and Implementing. The evaluator for this speech is Toastmaster Aishwarya Bhure. So I would like to call her on the stage and read out the objectives of the project. Over to you, Toastmaster Aishwarya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Souurabh. Good evening, everyone. The objective of the speech is for the member to practice developing a plan and bringing that plan to fruition. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspects of planning and implementing her small-scale project. All the best to the speaker. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aishwarya. The title of the speech is Teaser, coming out soon. I have already introduced her. So let's, without any further ado, let's welcome Toastmaster Swarangi onto the stage. Toastmaster Swarangi, teaser coming soon. Teaser coming soon, Toastmaster Swarangi. Over to you.
Before the timing starts, I would also like to mention that the timing is 2 to 3 minutes. So timer, please take a note of that. Okay, so I'll start. Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. For the past 9 months or so, I have been a part of a community of students who work on achieving their personal career goals. Each member focuses on achieving their careers, supporting each other, and helping and offering help. The whole community meets on every Sunday. The meetings consist of various expert training sessions on different careers and refining careers, as well as activity sessions which develop the members' personality skills. On this coming up Sunday, the platform also offers a lot of employability opportunities and internship opportunities to develop the employability skills of each member. Now, on this upcoming meeting on Sunday, we were planning to have a sort of visitors' day for the session. The main objective of this session, of this meeting, would be to reach out to as many people as possible and introduce this amazing concept to them. And for organizing all of this, the responsibility has been given to me. Now that's a first for me. So let me just give you a teaser of what's going to come up. We have a lot of things planned. And now that I have been thinking about it for the past couple of days, I have realized that there are so many things to do. Thinking about the meetings that will be happening, looking at the agenda, seeing whether the visitors are comfortable, reaching out to as many people as possible, managing the time during the meetings, and doing the PR, and so much more. All of these things seemed so daunting. So I decided to divide all of these tasks into 3 broad areas. The first one, managing the meeting. A team is already in place for conducting the usual timings, for conducting the usual meeting. I would be taking a call with them and briefing all of the coordinators and make sure that they are aware of clear of their responsibilities and take ahead their meeting. I would also make sure that the agenda is fixed. Second, managing the visitors. I will be having 4 coordinators. Each coordinator will be assigned a specific number of visitors. The coordinators will be responsible to make sure that all the members are being followed up and all of the visitors, and whether all the visitors have any queries or are facing any difficulties. And the third one, promotion for the event. We will be having creatives and posters that will be floated on the social media platforms. We will also have another short video explaining what the whole community is all about and posting it on the YouTube channel. Now, if we don't have any deadlines, we might end up having a lot of things yet to be done by the end of Saturday evening, and I would end up having a mini heart attack. So I have set a few deadlines. First, fixing the agenda for the meeting. It would happen today by the agenda for the meeting by Wednesday, that is today, which is done. So I'll check that off. Second, the social media, the creatives that should be floated on social media by tomorrow. Third, the invitations for the visitors should be sent to them by Friday, and the reminders as well as the dress code should be communicated by Saturday evening. The meeting and the event will be taking place on a fresh Sunday morning. I hope all goes well, fingers crossed. To know how it went, stay tuned until next Wednesday. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Swarangi. Let us now take 30 seconds for writing feedback to the speaker via personal chat.
The timer was unable to share his screen. Maybe we should look into that.
Yeah, so
Can someone else do this? I'm unable to share the screen.
yeah, Toastmaster Vishal has shared a suggestion. You can switch on your camera and show color cards.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, okay.
Cool. Just give me the sharing rights.
Yeah, it's enabled for all participants.
Okay, cool. Just give me 1 second. Let me just get it set up before you start.
I think Toastmaster Saurabh, you can continue with the evaluator objectives for the next speaker.
Okay. Our second speaker for today will attempt level 3, project 3 from Pathways Strategic Relationships. The name of the project is Connect via Storytelling. The evaluator for this speech is Toastmaster Mansi. So I would like to call her on the stage and read out the objectives of the project.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saurabh. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. Best wishes to Toastmaster Indrajit. Time is 5 to 7 minutes, regular timing.
Okay. The title of the speech is The Present. The speaker who's a pharmacist by profession, and he loves swimming, watching sports, and Star Wars. His favorite band is The Local Train. So let's welcome Toastmaster Indrajit Karnik onto the stage. Toastmaster Indrajit, the present, Toastmaster Indrajit. Over to you.
Thank you. Am I audible and visible? Am I audible enough?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Once upon a time, there lived a monk named Rosho. Rosho traveled to places far and wide to deliver sermons and to preach his teachings. Huge masses gathered around him and were enchanted by his pearls of wisdom. In return, they offered him food, water, and shelter. One summer, Rosho was traveling to a neighboring country for his annual pilgrimage. The sun shone brightly, and it was getting pretty hot out there in the afternoon hours. In these sweltering conditions, the monk decided to take some rest. He chose a huge tree with sufficient canopy and shade to relax. Rosho decided to use this time to preach and deliver sermons for the nearby villagers. Now, as soon as the villagers heard that Rosho was in town, there was a wave of euphoria which swept across the whole village. All the villagers, their families, and young children flocked and gathered around this tree just to listen to this enlightened one. They had heard his sermons before, and his teachings were like music to their ears. Amongst the crowd was a young man named Lala. Lala was extroverted, he was brash, and he was pretty blunt. He said out loud whatever he thought without caring for what the person in front would think or how that statement would make that person feel. Now, Lala stood at the corner of the crowd, impatiently observing the proceedings of this event. He could not believe that how the people from this entire village would gather in such large numbers, and at times they would even be joined by people by folks from the neighboring villages. They would leave everything they were doing to go see Rosho and religiously do whatever he said. Moreover, the villagers offered Rosho their own food, their own shelter, in return for what? Fancy sentences, stupid anecdotes. Lala couldn't hold himself back. He pushed the villagers aside and stepped in front of Rosho. He said, "Go away. Why are you even here? What do you even teach us? You come here, blabber a few pretty words, and then try to impress people by narrating some silly stories. But all you want to do is take advantage of us. We give you our shelter, our food, and in return, what do, you selfish monk?" The people who were gathered around there, they were left shocked after seeing their fellow villager launch this flurry of angry words at Rosho. Now Rosho was as usual, calm and unruffled, in spite of Lala's cursing and shouting. The insults did not seem to bother him. He had kindness and love on his face. He smiled. He politely asked the young man to step forward and asked his name. "Lala," replied Lala, in a tone filled with hate. Rosho replied, "Lala, tell me, what if you buy a lovely present for someone, but if the person said, 'No, I don't want that present, I don't accept the gift,' who would that lovely present belong to?" Lala was taken aback all of a sudden because this was a very vague question. But he immediately recovered and answered, "What a dumb question. Of course, the gift would belong to me. I purchased it. I spent my own money." He himself was satisfied with that answer. Rosho said, "Exactly so. Right now, you questioned my teachings. You questioned your neighbor's beliefs. You insulted me. You cursed at me. But what? What if I did not accept those curses, did not feel insulted, or get angry in return? Who do you think those insults and curses which you just used would belong to? Won't they fall back on you? Just like the present returning to the owner?" As soon as Rosho said this, young Lala clasped his hands and bowed to Rosho. This was an acknowledgement that a valuable lesson had been learned. Now Rosho turned to the crowd, which was watching this action in awe. and said, just like, just like the mirror which reflects the object, just like the mirror which reflects the object, and the still lake which reflects the sky above, just like the mirror that reflects the object and the still lake that reflects the sky above. Similarly, goodness will cast goodness, and harm will cast harm. We need to take care that the way we speak and the way we act is only for the good. Be mindful of what you speak. Look before you leap. These words left a lasting impression on the listener's mind. That evening, the villagers went back with a valuable lesson taught by Rosho. And the most enlightened among those villagers was Lala. He went back home knowing the value of speaking nicely and minding what the person in front of him would think after he uttered some words. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Indrajit. Now let us take 30 seconds for writing feedback to the speaker via personal chat. Okay, so moving on. Our third speaker for today will attempt level 1 project 3 from the Pathways Dynamic Leadership. The name of the project is Research and Presenting. The evaluator for this speech is Toastmaster Rasta. So I would like to call her on the stage and read out the objectives of the project. Over to you, Toastmaster Rasta.
So the purpose of today's speech that is going to be attempted by Toastmaster Shruti is for the member to learn or review basic research method and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. The timing for the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. I wish all the best to Toastmaster Shruti. Over to you, TMoD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rasta. The title of the speech is Marketing Moves, and the speaker is someone who's pursuing her Bachelor of Pharmacy and is in a final year right now. Her hobbies are painting and cooking, and she also likes practicing and reading German. Her favorite singer is Shreya Ghoshal. Let's welcome Toastmaster Shruti Gandhi onto the stage. Toastmaster Shruti, Marketing Moves, Toastmaster Shruti. Over to you, Toastmaster
Thank you.
Shruti.
I would like to share my screen. Just a minute. Is my screen visible? Okay. So, yeah. So I'll start. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests, I, Shruti Gandhi, wish you all a very good evening. Today, I will be talking about some of the famous and creative marketing moves already present in the market. Every few days, we get to know about myriad variety of products, services, and also about the advances in them via newspapers, advertising, social networking, or co-branding. The credit of this exposure goes only to marketing. Marketing is the action or business of promoting and selling products or services, including market research and advertising. Marketing moves at the speed of light, or at least it feels that way, when we are brainstorming a new campaign or strategy, and all of a sudden a new statistic or technology release changes the way of everything. On a monthly, quarterly, or yearly basis, new trends will pop up and transform the way we are connected and attracted to ample services and products. Marketing works on the principle that just because something is working today does not mean it will work again in the future. The next idea has to be one step ahead, or at least stand out. If not that, it has to at least keep up with the emerging trends. Getting the word out of your mouth is a constant challenge, especially in today's oversaturated, noisy market. While this seems somewhat difficult, the task is not impossible when done creatively. Various organizations and companies adopt to different moves. Here are few examples of companies that use simple techniques with creative twist to market their products. The first one is about Dove, and I'm sure each one of you would be acquainted with its products. This beauty company exposed its industry inside out by attacking the notion that all other advertising campaigns of women's beauty products featured only real thin and fair models. Dove exposed this hypocrisy to the world and dared to be different with its new Real Beauty campaign, which showed various women and their bodies in their natural form. It also released targeted spots which shows industry's absurdity, the first being evolution and the second, the Real Beauty sketches. The purpose of this ad was not only limited to various women feeling good about themselves, but also purchasing their product and changing the outlook of this entire community. The second one is about Vodafone. Our childhood went by watching these small cartoon characters popularly known as Zuzus. They were created to add value-added services offered by Vodafone, which helped develop huge brand awareness across the country. Whenever you saw or thought about a Zuzu, you would instantly think about Vodafone. As a result, it advertised their campaign. The campaign penetrated into media as well as social networking sites, even without a celebrity endorser, which made this move unique and economic years ago. The third one is about Ariel, whose Share the Load campaign in no time turned into a movement. The ad showed a harassed mother cleaning up after her son, who learned later that her daughter was incapable of doing her job and was soon going to quit it, just because her husband was not able to help her with her household chores. The lady then realized that she was making the same mistake with her son and proceeded to teach him how to do his laundry. The ad tried to market its product using social issue which empowered women, and these women in turn purchased their products. The fourth one is not about any product or service, but about an event that everyone knows, and that is none other than 2015's ICC Cricket World Cup. The tournament itself being an inspiration for many also gave rise to a brilliant ad campaign. The two words "Mauka Mauka" are more than enough to explain this campaign. Star Sports released a video titled "Mauka Mauka," which referred to India-Pakistan rivalry, and only in half a day it gathered millions of likes and views on YouTube, which just showed the power of this campaign. These were just a few of the famous and creative marketing moves adopted by various companies. The list is not limited to this small list. The internet has made it easy for businesses to reach more people faster and achieve their desired goals. If you would have noticed, most brands do not make any other or interesting products. They make the same products and commodities which have same features and functions, but still they stand out. Do you have the answer for this? How does this happen? The credit goes to the art of storytelling and the unique ideas to captivate the audiences and offer something new through interesting marketing campaigns. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shruti. That was a very informative speech. Now let us all take 30 seconds to give our feedback to the speaker via personal chat. Timer, are all speakers qualified?
Yes, all speakers are qualified.
Okay, great. Now let us have the voting for the best speaker. Is the
I
voting
need
done?
one more vote.
Okay.
And that vote could be the deciding vote. So whoever is left, please vote. I will close the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
Okay. Now I would like to speak about another singer, a very famous singer. So as we all know, Lata Mangeshkar ji, who's one of the most legendary Indian singers ever. She was born on the 28th of September 1929 and is one of the best known and most respected playback singers in all of India. She has recorded over 1,000 Hindi songs and has sung songs in over 36 regional Indian languages and foreign languages, though primarily in Marathi, Hindi, and Bengali. She has been bestowed upon numerous awards. The Dada Phalke Award was bestowed on her in 1989 by the Government of India, and in 2001, in recognition of her contribution to the nation, she was awarded the Bharat Ratna, which is the India's highest civilian honor, and is only the second vocalist to receive this honor. France has also conferred on her their highest civilian award, which is the Officer of the Legion of Honor in the year 2007. She is a recipient of 3 National Film Awards, 15 Bengal Film Journalists Association Awards, 4 Filmfare Awards, and many others. In 1974, she became the first Indian to perform at the Royal Albert Hall in London. Now, I would like to take a break for around 2 minutes. We'll resume the meeting at 8 o'clock.
Where's Vivasma? What happened to him?
He said that he's not being able to join. I asked him once again.
He's facing difficulty or he can't join at all.
No, I think he's in the office. First, he said that if he can't join, then take it over. Then he said, "Hoto hai free," and आता परत. Then he said that let someone take it over. So if he doesn't join in the next 1 minute, then Siddhant take it over.
Cool.
Temporary role player. Like a temporary captain.
I don't mind doing it any time of the day. Like my most
Guest for the day.
Sorry?
Guest for the day, वैसे.
Yeah.
Temporary role player.
Yeah.
Why did you back out, by the way, Siddhant?
I haven't slept all night. I was awake basically the whole night. So I'm very sleepy. So if I I couldn't even type in the afternoon. So if I had gone on to speak, I don't know kya hota.
You should have given a speech like the last time. No, when I was the TMoD, you were writing the speech when I was speaking.
I knew what I was going to say, right? I had a basic idea, but I had nothing, like no plan whatsoever.
What was the project?
Communication, effective communication. Oh, sorry, communication styles.
Style.
So drowsy is one of them. Could have added that.
Drowsy is not a communication style.
You could have like given that example.
No, they gave like 4 options, which suited me, and yeah. Has anyone read Looking for Alaska? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Who's the table topic master finally? You? Okay. Okay, great. I think we should resume the meeting now. It's 8 o'clock. So,
Siddhant, Saurabh, we have, I guess, two guests joining, so you can take introduction before starting.
Okay. Guest Shantanu, are you there? Guest Anup.
Hello, Anup. Would you like to introduce yourself to the club?
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes. Your voice is cracking a little bit.
Okay, let me fix this issue. Wait a minute, just a minute.
Oh, I can hear you now. Now it's clear.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So my name is Anup Dikshit, and I just joined the meeting just a fraction second before. So no problem. So I have to introduce myself. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So I am Anup Dikshit. I am a techno managerial by profession and trainer by passion. And I am from Kanpur. And right now I am pursuing my MBA, Master in Business Administration in Supply Chain Management from NITI Mumbai. I'm a first year student. This is all about me.
Welcome, Anup.
If you,
so, are you a Toastmaster from any club or are you attending as a guest?
Yes, I am a Toastmaster I am Toastmaster of a NITI Toastmaster Club.
Okay. Welcome, Toastmaster Anup.
Yeah, thank you.
Shantanu, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello.
Hello.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. So my name is Shantanu Maske. I'm a walk-in actually. This is the first time I've joined the Toastmaster Club, so I don't really know how this works. Yeah. I'm an engineering student first year at COEP.
Okay. Nice to have you, Shantanu. Please continue with the meeting. You will get to know. I hope you haven't missed the speeches. But again, you can join next Wednesday also for the speeches, because now we will be having the table topics and evaluations. So I guess Shantanu, Saurabh, so is it time to resume or still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
one thing I want to ask: table topic session is going to happen or it
Yes.
Going to happen.
Okay, that's great. Okay, no issue. Yeah.
Okay.
So welcome back, everyone. And now let's move on to the next session. That is a table topic session, which is basically a very fun session for all of us. Today's table topic session will be conducted by Toastmaster Siddhant Apte, who's currently living in Abu Dhabi and is waiting to go for his further studies. So without any further ado, I would like to call him on stage. Over to you, Toastmaster Siddhant.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. It's been a great meeting ongoing so far, and I'm looking forward to how you end it. Just to give you a little brief about the table topic session. The table topic session is mainly for you. It is for you to actually understand how to speak on the spot and how to speak without how to think on the spot and how to give speeches off the cuff. And that is going to be the main thing. I will be calling someone on and I will be presenting them with a topic. I will say the topic twice, and then Toastmaster Swarangi, who's the standing timer for the day, she'll start a timer. The first one will go off at the green card will be shown at 1 minute, the yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red card at 2 minutes. Once the 2 minutes are done, you have around 15 seconds just to wrap up your speech, and that's it. So who would like to go first? Do I have any volunteers?
Yes. Would like to go first.
Right. You're a Toastmaster, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Dr. Anup, your topic for the day is you have to sell ice to Eskimos.
Come again?
You have to sell ice to Eskimos.
Okay, that's great. So good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guest. As you know, what is the purpose of doing MBA? You have to present the thing in a way that that everyone can applaud the thing, and even by your wording, by your presentation, the person should get the information easily, and if he is really in need of that thing, then he is going to buy that thing. So today I have a great task. I have to sell the ice cream to the Eskimos. And see, as we know that Eskimos, they have the ice everywhere. I mean, one person who have this thing in plenty, in a ample amount, why he would buy? But definitely I will give the idea to him. Let's see. I have got ice cream for you that give you the warmth. I have a special butterscotch ice cream. I have for your vanilla ice cream, I have a choco chips ice cream, and these are the combination. I have one more ice cream that these all have all the combinations, and this will gives you the warmth, and definitely you will enjoy this ice cream. And as far as ice cream is concerned, we have a one surprise gift for you. Along with the ice cream, you will get the good clothes also. So there is a coupon, and once you finish your ice cream, you will get the coupon of the clothes, and that are the good handy. You will have the caps, and you have the socks, and that's we also giving you the one socks that gives the warmth, that provide you the merino wool of 64 grade. You can also that wool in the Australia only. So we have an ice cream, we have a surprise gift for you, we have a clothes for you. I mean, apart from this, once you need the basic need for any man can the proper shelter and the food and the clothes. And I am providing you out of three of them, I am providing you the two things. And definitely if you become a member of our ice cream club, you will also be providing a house also. So there are lots of gifts for you. You will definitely going to buy this for you. Over to you, table topic master. Thank you.
Honestly, that was very interesting. Toastmaster Vishal, you might want to take some notes.
I want to go next because I'm so inspired by the table topics. I was given this topic last time and I went blank. So lots to learn from Anup. And if I get a chance, I would like to attempt some table topics today.
There's a couple people who are not going to be speaking today. So I'll do them first and then I will come back to you. Cool. Okay. Toastmaster Tanvi, would you like to go next?
Yeah.
Okay. You have to give an investor's pitch about your new app, Tarzan. Tarzan. Tarzan.
Okay. just give me a minute.
What's going on?
So sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
Yeah. All of you must have heard about the movie Tarzan the Wonder Car, right? The great car. It does everything by itself. It can go under the truck. It can fly. It can float on water. So I have prepared an app which sells cars which are similar to the Tarzan the Wonder Car, the one which we have seen in the movie. It has great interiors. I mean, the cars have great interiors, big and fancy headlights, nice tires, attractive for any car lover. But these are exclusive cars and we'll be selling them only on the app. You'll have to take an appointment from the app and then you can come to our showroom to visit. You can take a test drive. You can click pictures. You can post it on social media, flaunting that you are going to buy a car just like Tarzan the Wonder Car. So I'll give a few details about the app, how it works. You can download it from the Play Store or the Apple Store, and you can check out the cars on the app, and you can book an appointment with the showroom, whichever is near to you. We have a lot of outlets, but we won't reveal the locations of the outlets unless and until you book an appointment, because come on, I don't want to reveal the secrets, of course. So you can book an appointment, you can visit us, you can take a test drive. If you like it, of course, you can buy the car and give us some feedback from the app and share it with your friends. So that's it from my side. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Siddharth.
Very nice. I'm sure you, in the beginning, you were just trying to find your footing, and the way you continued was amazing. So congratulations on that.
The minute you said Tarzan, I remembered the Tarzan the Wonder Car, and I just went along with it.
No, that's perfectly fine. I mean, yeah, oh, great job. Guest Jay Zadav, would you like to go next? Guest Jay?
I think he has joined 2 to 3 minutes before, so you can just explain him what's going on so that he'll get a reference.
But I don't think he's online. I mean, he's not replying. It's okay, fine. We will come back to him. Guest Shantanu, would you like to go next? Guest Shantanu? I guess not. Okay. Toastmaster Vishal.
My only aim is to speak for 2 minutes, no matter what nonsense. So
I'm sure you will be fine. Last time you as you said, you had something else going on in your mind.
Let's see.
So I'm sure you'll be fine. Okay. How this is going to work is I'm going to give you a word, but I won't tell you the meaning of that word. You have to give an explanation about that word according to your understanding. It can be something that is completely, it will almost definitely be completely wrong, but that is the fun of it. Let's see where you can go with it. Your word is Zanism. 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 That's the word.
Zanism. The first thing when I hear this word, I think of a puppy's name. Imagine how cool it would be to name a puppy that. Neither would he understand, neither do I. It would be great calling him Zanny Zim. Do you want to have some Zanny noodles? Do you want to have some simi smoky tandoori chicken? That would be great fun. Zanny Zim would another time I would like to use that word is when I would be going in a roller coaster ride. Imagine I'm going to go to a roller coaster ride, and before entering the ride, it's a dark ride. I don't even know what it is. So I am singing Zanny Zim, and I realize as soon as I go there, it's a 360 degrees roller coaster ride. So according to me, Zanny Zim would be perfect for naming somebody unknown. Maybe you put a code word to it so that, if I would want to tell somebody a message, I would use it as a code word. So for me, Zanism has three meanings: a puppy's name, a name a name for something which I'm very excited and I'm absolutely frightened to, and third and most importantly, a secret code. Imagine if I want to send some message across the internet and I don't want the other party to know what I'm sending. Zanizum would be a perfect code to give a perfect message to any person. Do you know what I mean? Over to Siddhant, Table Topics Master.
I really don't know what you mean, but you spoke for 1 minute 30 seconds. So congratulations on that. The real meaning of Zanyism is behavior that is ridiculous but amusing. So something like buffoonery, which would be a good thing. So, but congratulations.
Oh, I thought it is YN.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought too it was related to One Direction.
Yeah, same. That was my first thought.
No
I mean,
problem.
that's actually very interesting if somebody would have said that, but good. Toastmaster Asta, how much time do we have?
We have until 8:30.
Okay, so around 50. Okay, so we have time. Toastmaster Asta?
Yes.
Okay. This is called the 3-word association. What this means is I'm going to be giving you 3 random words, seemingly random words, and you have to find some way to actually link them all together in any way, shape or form. The order doesn't matter. It's just that you have to have those 3 words. That's it. Your 3 words are a garage, shoot, and button. Garage, shoot, button.
Okay, so I would like to talk about my upcoming TEDx event. I have a TEDx event coming up on 18th April. I am the main organizer for that, and it's the first TEDx event in the history of our college. I am super excited. It took me about 2.5 years to actually get the license to organize this event. Now, unfortunately, because of the pandemic, this event is going to be an online event, which means that we are going to have to pre-record all the talks of all of these speakers. So for this, we were looking for people to shoot our talks. So one of our speakers, he's a mechanic. So being a mechanical engineer, I was very fascinated by his work. And I decided that we are going to shoot his talk in his garage. So this garage is somewhere in Pimpri. I had to drive all the way to Pimpri with my cameraman, with all of his equipment. And when we reached there, we realized that the button of one of his cameras had fallen off. So we had to drive all the way to Hadapsar from Pimpri to get a replacement for that camera. And it took us the whole day. That was just a random story that I wanted to tell all of you. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster.
Very nice. I really enjoyed that. I did not expect it to go there, but congratulations on completing it. And also amazing, dude. It's one of your first times when you're giving a table topic speech, so it's very good. You could actually get through it. Toastmaster Madhur, would you like to go next?
Yes.
Are you familiar with the TV show Friends?
No, for second time.
Oh,
You have asked me in previous meeting also.
Really? Oh, wow. Okay. I see. I have very bad memory. Okay.
Actually, I have watched, but I don't want to attend table topic on this topic.
Okay, fine. So I'll give you something.
Do you have any other topic?
Yeah. So I'll give you something similar to what I gave Toastmaster Vishal. It's the exact same concept, but the word is different. Your word is abnegation. Abnegation. Abnegation.
Pardon?
Abnegation. Abnegation.
Anyway, I didn't understand this meaning. Abnegation. Can I search its meaning? Okay. So, hello Toastmasters. I hope you all are having a great meeting. As we know, today's theme is Singers of India. Now, many of us are here who don't understand the exact meaning of lyrics of many songs. But your mind just assume the meaning according to the movement said by any singer. And you assume any different meaning from actual. So, abnegation is a word which you can assume as any what should I say? Abnegation you can assume as a similar word which you can interpret as any movement which you like, which you can do whatever with your mood. You can enlighten your mood by assuming different meanings of a song and set your mood according to the song. You don't understand the meaning. Like sometimes you listen to Telugu songs. For example, Buttabama. Now, how many of you understand the meaning of Buttabama? I don't know how many of you, but I don't understand its meaning. But I really enjoyed it, and I assume its meaning according to my mood, which can set my mood whichever I wanted to. Like I can shift its direction from anger, or to if I saw any good-looking gorgeous girl, then I can be in a mind state of like falling flowers, good weather, and all this movement. So thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Siddhant Apte.
The actual meaning
I was horrible.
Is actually kind of opposite to what you said. It is the denial or rejection of a belief. So loosely, the opposite. Not exactly, but kind of the opposite. But good try. I did not expect it to go there. And congrats.
Thank you.
Any volunteers?
I would like to go next, not because I am very curious to give table topics, but I want to know that Friends related topic.
Okay, perfect. 1 second. All right. So you are familiar with the Friends TV show, right?
Yeah.
Cool. You are Gunther and you have seen Rachel walk into Central Park for the very first time. What is your reaction?
This is not as easy as I thought. it would be. But if I imagine I am Ganthar and I'm working at Central Park and I'm delivering coffees to people. Suddenly, there comes a girl full in bridal attire and in wet clothes. And to me, the whole scene just freezes, like we see in Bollywood movies. Like Ross is saying hi and he is like freeze like this, or Joey is making some weird gestures and he's freeze that way. And but the only person that is not freeze is Phoebe, and she is singing that smelly cat song, which is my favorite one. And Rachel just looks at me and nobody else in the whole room. And she asked me for a cup of coffee. And the whole story just twists from there when she gets friends with Ganthar. Oh, I'm terrible at this. And I would make sure as a Ganthar that Rachel doesn't go and talk to Ross, because I would be all I would suddenly disappear from the whole story. I can't speak anymore. I'll stop here. This is so bad.
No, it wasn't bad. It was it was kind of nostalgic because it's been a very long time since I watched Friends. So it was very nice to actually listen about the characters once again. And yeah, nice. Toastmaster Indrajit, would you like to go next? You're on mute.
Yes.
Your topic is LMN.
What?
LMN. L for lion, M for monkey, N for night. LMN.
That is the topic.
That is the topic.
LMN. Okay, wait for 20 seconds. LMN, fine. LMN were the first 3 letters of the alphabet which I could pronounce when I grew 3 years old. Besides LMN, I couldn't speak any other letter. It was when I was 5 that I learned the other 23 alphabets, if the math is correct. Besides LMN. So LMN hold a special place in my life. Oh boy. Because LMN were the first 3 alphabets I learned when I was a kid. I always used them in the math equations. I always skipped XYZ. I used LMN. Every triangle was named LMN, MNL, whatever it is. Every rectangle was named LMN. Oh, so those were the stories related to the quadrilaterals and the math, how I integrated English into my math. What? Okay, so I see something in the chat box, and just like the topic, I cannot understand what that is either. Okay, lemon, someone says lemon, melon. Okay, those are the words which you can form using those letters, LMN, which is a good feat, I would say. Toastmaster Swarangi, Toastmaster Tanvi did a better job than me at this table topic. I couldn't even think of that. But that is it. That is the story of LMN. LMN are just 3 friends who always like to go out together. And that is that. Over to you, table topics master.
This was the funniest table topic I've ever been part of. I'm sorry, Indrajit, but yeah, very nice. You finally got something when they put something in the chat, and you could finally grasp at that, and you could talk for another few seconds, and that was a nice experience. We have time for one more, if I'm not wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong, TMoD.
Yeah, we have time for one more.
Okay. Who would like to go next, or who would like to go last? You would like to? Okay. Fine. If you got the ability to fly, what would be the first thing you ever did?
Okay, I'll start the timing right now. I'm grasping for all the topics that I can get to make it funny, but literally nothing is coming to my mind. Firstly, I would try to stop the cliche that is there, that people who can, or super people who can fly have capes. I would try to stop that. Secondly, I would wear various outfits and go and fly. Literally trying to grasp at ideas. And one thing that I would definitely like to do is fly off to maybe the top of Eiffel Tower, maybe, probably, and see how high it is, and maybe Burj Khalifa, and what else can I do? Oh yeah, and I would also like to, when a SpaceX rocket is shooting off, I would like to hold on to it and see how fast it goes. And then because I can fly, I can also come back. So I would really like to try that out. And if I have that much, the supernatural powers of a strength of strength as well, then I would love to, save all of the rockets that fly off and fall down and save the passengers in. That's it from my side.
If you ever use your flying abilities and come to Burj Khalifa, do let me know. We shall meet. And okay, that was it from my side. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys had a good time. I hope you guys learned something from this. And I think we are dead on time. So over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Siddhant. That was indeed one of the funniest table topic sessions ever. Now, let us proceed with the evaluations. The prepared speeches which were given earlier were evaluated by the senior members of Toastmasters, who will now give their feedback in 2 to 3 minutes. The timing sequence for the evaluations is green at 2 minutes, yellow at 2.5 minutes, and red at 3 minutes. The first speech by Toastmaster Souurabh, titled Teaser Coming Soon, was evaluated by Toastmaster Aishwarya Bhore. She's a final year engineering student who loves music and cooking, and she loves listening to the band, The Local Train. So let's welcome Toastmaster Aishwarya onto the stage. Over to you, Toastmaster Aishwarya.
Imagine you want to bake a chocolate cake today, but you don't have a recipe or a perfect plan how to execute it. Don't look at me like that. You are surely going to mess it up. A goal without a plan is just a wish. But Toastmaster Souurabh had a clear goal and a clear execution plan as well in order to accomplish that goal. She started with the mission statement like we have in Toastmasters, which gives a general overview of whole Toastmasters. She adapted the same technique and started her speech. She told us about the organization that she is a part of, what event they are actually planning, how are they planning, how much execution has been done, who are the teammates that are helping her out, and what are the tasks that have already been done and that are yet to be done. And throughout all this time, she seemed very clear and very confident with her plan. And that is a quality of a good leader. However, I felt that confidence couldn't be seen from the facial expressions. Now, what do I mean by that? I could notice that throughout the speech, the speaker carried low energy. She somewhat seemed nervous to me. Sometimes she fumbled, sometimes she used filler words. And that depicted lack of confidence, even though she was confident with her plan. So here comes my first recommendation: to practice more and to try and use facial expressions. I've seen Toastmaster Souurabh speak many a times, and that too impromptu. And that time she has a lively expressions on her face. And I would recommend Toastmaster Swarangi to incorporate such emotions in her speech as well. She ended saying, "Let's see how this goes." And that time she really had dull expressions on her face. So she could have ended it with a smile. It could have elevated her speech. So I'm very sure that Toastmaster Swarangi has a perfect recipe to bake her chocolate cake. Just add the sprinkles of emotions and expressions in order to make your cake more decorative. Oh, back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aishwarya. Now, the second speech by Toastmaster Indrajit, titled The Present, was evaluated by a third-year engineering student who loves cricket, books, movies, and music, and who is aspiring to become a sports analyst in the future. Her favorite Indian singers are A.R. Rahman, Mohammad Rafi, and Shankar Mahadevan. So let's welcome Toastmaster Mansi Kasande. Over to you, Toastmaster Mansi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Souurabh. I once heard a quote which said, "Storytelling is the most powerful way to put ideas into the world." Presiding officer, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and future Toastmasters, good evening. Today, Toastmaster Indrajit gave a beautiful and thought-provoking speech which consisted of a story of a calm and composed monk and an arrogant and agitated person called Lala. He narrated that story beautifully, and with that, he has completed the objectives of his project. Congratulations, Toastmaster Indrajit, for that. Now I will move on to the positive aspects of his speech, which I am sure are music to his ears. I have 3 commendations for him. First commendation, his hand gestures and expressions. Now, whenever you are telling a story, you need to create vivid descriptions of whatever that is happening in the story. Otherwise, it becomes boring for the audience and monotonous. He managed to do that with great hand gestures and expressions, such as impatiently observing, corner of the crowd, pushed villagers aside. So, with that, I could imagine what was going on in the story. Second, again, vivid descriptions. He used adjectives. He used many adjectives with the nouns, with which he was able to create vivid descriptions. For example, wave of euphoria swept across the village. Now he could have easily said that all the villagers were excited. But when you use more adjectives and create vivid descriptions by using your vocabulary, by displaying your vocabulary skills, it becomes for me as an audience, I could imagine all the excited villagers in his story. The third commendation is that his speech ended with a takeaway. Now, whenever you are telling a story, it is important to end with something that the audience can remember for a long time. So his speech ended with a takeaway for me, takeaway which was, be mindful of what you speak and look before you leap. Now, whenever I am remembering Toastmaster Indrajit's speech after 2 to 3 months, I will remember this takeaway first, and after that, I will be reminded of the entire story. Now, coming to the recommendations, I have 2 recommendations for him. The first one, Toastmaster Indrajit's speech had 3 major components. First, narrator, as he was narrating the story. Second, Rosho, and third, Lala. Now, all 3 of them had more or less the same type of voice. I felt he could have been much more better with his voice modulation so that I could distinguish between Rosho, Lala, and the narrator. And the second recommendation that I have for him is that he began his speech with "Once upon a time." Now, I feel that "Once upon a time" is sounds very primary school type of a beginning for an experienced speaker like Toastmaster Indrajit. He could have began with a question or maybe began with a quote. That could have been a better beginning for him. And coming back to the voice modulation, you can improve your voice modulation by just practicing it, recording it, and listening to it again and again, and find out whether you have succeeded in it or not. All in all, a beautiful story, great hand gestures and expressions, vivid descriptions, and a takeaway which I will always remember. Be mindful of what you speak. Look before you leave. Over to you, Toastmaster Saurabh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mansi. The third speech for today was given by Toastmaster Shruti and was titled Marketing Moves. It was evaluated by a final year mechanical engineering students from Cummins College of Engineering. She loves food, badminton, and football, and her favorite Indian singer is Jubin Nautiyal. So let's welcome Toastmaster Asta onto the stage. Over to you, Toastmaster Asta.
Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, my fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Today, I will be talking about Toastmaster Shruti's speech. She attempted the project research and presentation. In her speech, she researched on the topic marketing moves. So the different moves of marketing that different companies have applied and different marketing strategies that they have implemented that have stuck with the audience and made their brand successful. So in her speech, she did some things very well. First of all, she used a lot of visual aid. She used pictures. She used examples from the companies that she had researched, and that created a better impact on the content that she was narrating to us. Second of all, she took good pauses, and her pacing, the pacing of her speech was great. She also implemented voice modulation wherever it was required, and I found that her voice modulation was great as well. She also gave a lot of diverse examples from a lot of different diverse domains, and which showed that she had done good research for her speech. So now, some things that I would suggest to the speaker that could take her speech to the next level was that she could have use some personal anecdotes or personal stories that made these marketing campaigns more effective on her as a person. For example, by talking about Zuzu, she could have said that she herself had bought a Zuzu keychain, or she herself had seen a Zuzu somewhere, and that's why she urged her parents to get her a Vodafone number. Or she could have said that maybe because of the marketing campaign that the World Cup had implemented, she herself, despite not being a cricket fan, wanted to watch the World Cup. So another recommendation that I have is that she could have stood and delivered her speech and used a little more hand gestures to make the speech lively. Other than that, I loved her speech overall, and I especially loved that she talked about why these campaigns were effective and not just about the campaigns. So for the next time, if I have to market a product that I have to sell, I would definitely remember some of these campaigns that she talked about. Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Asta. So timer, are all evaluators qualified?
Except Toastmaster Mansi, everyone else is qualified.
Okay. Can we have the voting for the best evaluator?
I'll also launch the poll for best table topic speaker after this one. Please vote for the best table topic speaker. I think I have included everyone. I will not cross check this time. We can go ahead.
Okay. Now it's time for the role play reports. It's time. I would like the language evaluator to come forward and give his comments. For that, let's welcome Toastmaster Madhur.
Thank you, Toastmaster Souurabh. So, to be a good singer, what is the fundamental thing required? From my opinion, a singer is a good singer, of course, if he or she can sing in a beautiful voice. But the second most important thing is how the singer write his song. He or she must need to include rhyming words, but the rhyming should be grammatically correct to attract audience or listener. So let's see how many of us can be a good singer and how many of us have least grammatical mistakes. Word of the day and idiom of the day are used by Toastmaster Mansi and Toastmaster Indrajit. Forgive me if I have missed any name. You can voluntarily call your names if you have used, because I don't think I remember all the names. So let's get ahead. Toastmaster
I think he has some internet issues.
You're on mute, Toastmaster Madhur.
Till then, we can go for the R counters report.
Yeah, he's joined.
Sorry.
Right?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
From which point I was mute?
You were done with the word of
Can
the
you
day.
remember? Okay, from that. Sorry. So let's get ahead with language evaluation. Toastmaster of the day, Saurabh, use word philanthropist, which means a person who seeks to promote welfare of other. He also used word gonna, which means going to or going to be. Toastmaster Aishwarya used word bridal attire, which means a wedding dress worn by a bride. Toastmaster Swarangi used word refine, which means to remove impurities. She also used word cliche, which means a phrase or opinion that is overused and betrays a lack of original thought. Toastmaster Mansi used word provoking, which means irritating. She also used word vivid, which means many. Toastmaster Astha used word visual aid, which means involving gesture to have better vision or imagination. Now, Toastmaster Indrajit used most of the words which I which I heard for very first time. Many of them are enchanted, which means place under a spell, pilgrimage, which means journey to any place. Canopy, which means held up over something specifically. Blunt, which means an uncompromising person. Anecdote, which means a short, amusing, interesting story. Lasting impression, which means a feeling or effect that continue for a long time. Toastmaster Shruti use word co-branding, which means a marketing strategy that use multiple names or any good service as a part of strategy. She also used word hypocrisy, which means the practice of claiming to have higher standard or noble belief. She also used word capitative, which means attract and hold the interest and attention. Now, coming to not so good usage, someone says prove famous, which could be used as prove to be a famous. Someone use in all of India, which could be used as in India. Someone use she gave, she have gave, which could be used as she had gave, because we are delivering in a past tense. Someone used these have are a combination, which could be used as these all are the combination. So these are some of the good usage and bad usage of the language. And forgive me, this is very first time of me doing language evaluator, but many of us did very good job, and I hope we will be a great speaker one day by improving on our grammatical mistakes. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhur, for such a detailed report. Now to present the R-Counters report, let's welcome Toastmaster Dineshwari. Over to you, Toastmaster Dineshwari.
Thank you, Toastmaster Souurabh. So, great evening to all the fellow Toastmaster, dear guest. So, let's start with flawless speaker. So, Toastmaster Shruti and Toastmaster Vishal was flawless. So, cheers to you guys. Then, Toastmaster Swarangi has used 4 times a. Toastmaster Souurabh has used more than 5 times A's and 2 small pauses. Of course, people who are for longer time on stage has used more clutch words. Then Toastmaster Christo has used more than 5 A's. Toastmaster Madhur has used more than 5 A's and 3 small pauses. Toastmaster Atharva has used 3 times A. Toastmaster Aishwarya used 2 times A. Toastmaster Mansi has used repeated words I will, and 3 times A. Then Toastmaster Indrajit has used 2 times A. Toastmaster Asta has used more than 5 A's and 2 times Then Toastmaster Siddhant used 4 times A and 2 small pauses. And Toastmaster Anup has used 4 times A and used repeated words I. So that's it from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dineshwari, for such a detailed report. Now, someone who's observing the entire meeting's proceedings, he will now give his comments. For that, let's welcome Toastmaster Vishal Keswani. Over to you, Toastmaster Vishal.
Yeah, is the screen visible and am I visible?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. I don't know why this is showing. I just put it on. All right, 487th chapter meeting. How many of you eat, drink, and live music every day? Something about me. I wanted to be a famous pop singer. Instead, I turned out to be an extremely awful bathroom singer. Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Sorangi. Applause was given before handing over the dice, which is excellent. The club mission was articulated perfectly, that too without reading. What music is to our ears, a beautiful smile is to our eyes. So a sergeant at arm, the minimum a sergeant at arm needs to do is smile, and which Sorangi did. And that's a great job. Some recommendations: the Toastmasters flag could be actually put behind, or a virtual background could be used. A reminder could be given to members or the guests to rename themselves, because there was some confusion as whether there are guests present. The rule of the online meeting needs to be explained more clearly, because we have some different set of rules for the online meeting. Today, I'm not going to do my evaluation alone. I have a genie with me, which is going to help me scoring each role player against the role. So let's say, Genie, what do we have for Toastmaster Sorangi? All right, that's a 9. Presiding officer, Atharva. He introduced what Toastmaster does for the benefit of guests. That was excellent. He promoted membership development, which is a very key aspect, I personally believe. Asked a question to interact with the audience. Guest introduction was done nicely, smoothly, and they were made to feel very comfortable. Some recommendations I have is acknowledging the Toastmaster of the previous month, congratulating members who have completed a path or a level, and more enthusiasm needed. Atharva, I have always seen you very enthusiastic, and I would say the second most enthusiastic person after me. So today was that enthusiasm was missing. So you need to be contagious like Corona in a beneficial manner. So let's say Genie. All right, we have the Genie score too. The timer we had played by Christopher, James, and Siddhant Apte. The commendations are all for Siddhant and the recommendations are all for Christo. All right. So the timer's role was explained with an example. The use of online timer was very well done. The timing was started and stopped on time. And the best part is, Siddhant, you used annotation, which was very well appreciated. Recommendations for Christo, the timer screen was not visible for whatever reason. And when you start a timer's role, you need to give the importance of time by a quote, or if the theme is like a singing, you could have said maybe a singer not only needs to time the beats well, but also needs to time the choice of the song or something along those lines. A detailed timing report was given for the speakers, could have been given for the speakers. So Genie has given his score. We move forward. Our counter, Dineshwari. The role was explained in detail with an example and importance of the role. Very proactive by using the theme to share your concert experience. I really love that, Dineshwari, that you need to introduce your role either formally with a quote or by, taking the lead of describing some of your life experience, and you did that very well. You have really grown as a speaker and as a role player, and you are imbibing all the feedback that is given to you. So congratulations on that. The report was crisp and included the difficult to catch filler words, and you grouped the R's by numbers, which is very good. The flawless speaker separately, which was excellent. What I would have also liked is the report to be grouped under 3 categories, like the sound separately, like are the sounds, the interdictions like the and, well, but, and the repeated words. So next time you can work on these aspects. And difference between long pause, which was not even mentioned. So you could mention that. Let's say, what do we have? The Genie. All right, moving forward. The first evaluator, Aishwarya. Analogy of chocolate cake and using the word imagine. Now, whenever you say imagine a particular scene, we immediately get transported to that particular scene. So that word, those key words in your evaluation, in your speeches are critical. And Aishwarya, being an experienced Toastmaster, you really grab that one. Appropriate, highlighting the speaker's weakness of lack of confidence. Today, the speaker was not up to her mark. The conclusion baked well with the analogy. Since the timing of the speech was different, it should have been called out separately. Question at the beginning created immediate connection with the audience. And the title of the speech neither generated curiosity, neither had a message, so that could have been mentioned. Moving forward, let's see, Genie. Okay, no, Aishwarya, that genie, I don't really agree with the genie's rating. I'm sorry. It would be probably around a 7. So genie is not always right. I'm sorry about that, Aishwarya. Mansi, oh my God, Mansi, you are splendid today. The objectives of the speech were clearly explained, started with a quote and a short description of the content. The best part of the speech was appropriately highlighted. The hand gestures, you demonstrated it, mentioning the descriptive language use, a fabulous job. You won't believe it, Mansi. I had a recommendations column with all the recommendations. I had to remove it because everything was a commendation, and that's a fabulous job. You had mentioned about the good title, about the character naming, Rosho Lala, highlighting the speaker's weakness. Once upon a time is a cliche. Excellent, Mansi. Message with an analogy was appropriately highlighted. And now if the genie doesn't say a 10, I will stop believing in genies. And that's a 10. That's excellent. Let's move on. Asta, it was a good evaluation. For the second evaluation, objectives of the speech were clearly explained. The evaluation began on a positive note. The best part of the speaker, which was clarity, was very well highlighted. Recommendation for you is restrict your recommendations. I felt there were 3 or more than 3 recommendations. If it's any kind of a research-based project, you need to cite some statistics, some kind more data, and that was missing. You could have highlighted that. Use of hand gestures is really not needed for a research and presenting speech because you are actually viewing the screen. The PowerPoint presentation and your voice is what matters. So that's where the clarity matters. And summarize your evaluation. After you finish your evaluation, you say highlight it with whatever the good part was. The language evaluator, Madhur, the WOD and IOD were introduced. Example of Disneyland, superb. And Shreya Ghosal, the theme, excellent. Nicely weaved the theme to the introduction and asked a question, superb. Recommendations is you should focus more on grammar usage, active and passive voice, and subject and object pronouns. And mentioning the part of the speech would have added an icing to the cherry on the cake. For example, it's an adjective or an adverb that would really help. The table topics master Siddhant, you have pitched in excellently at the last moment. Wonderful and interesting, challenging topics. And an experienced Toastmaster guest was given an inspiration. He given me an inspiration too. Some recommendations I would have is the theme could have been used more properly. Like you could have played a song, maybe on your mobile, and asked to create a story around it. So, you could have weaved the theme well, just like the Ellie did, Madhur did. You could have commented on the different speakers, like, for example, Tanni's wonderful attempt to dodge the topic. Now, this is a way to, take care of table topics. So you could have avoided the use of the ghost word, repeating the ghost word. I'm over time, I know, but I want to complete and do justice to all the roles. The presentation in the agenda, Souurabh, was superb. The theme is extremely interesting and resonates a chord with each one. All the role players were introduced with a brief biographical sketch. 30 seconds time was given between each speech to encourage feedback, and that was very nice. Recommendations, commenting in a single sentence about each speech. Just take one highlight, one word or one sentence, and tell about that, so the audience also remembers, as well as it is beneficial for the speaker too. Although questions were asked, I felt there was more room for interactivity. So you could have made kind of a quiz and made it more interactive. Let's say the genie score. All right. My heart will go on, and so will our Toastmasters journey. A big applause to our team who made it a successful meeting today. Toastmasters is one grand song where we bring our fears, aspirations, and stories to invoke emotions in everyone's souls. Are you euphoric singing the Toastmasters song? Over to TMoD. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vishal, for such an amazing report.
I'm just trying to stop shades. Okay, yeah.
So unfortunately, now the time is up. I had more singers to speak about, but I don't think time permits. So I hope you all had a great meeting. It was my first time in TMoD, and I was a bit nervous, but I hope I did a good job. Yes, so moving on, to give the certificates to the winners and for his closing address, let's welcome our President, Toastmaster Atharva Kishti. Over to you, Toastmaster Atharva.
Hello. Can you see and hear what I am saying? Hello. Yes. So it was indeed a wonderful meeting. So yes, let's vote first for the best role player before moving on with the address.
Two more votes.
Is it over, Mansi? The polls.
One more vote. Please vote for the best role player. Whoever who has not voted, please vote. Okay, we'll go ahead. The result is clear.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Mansi. I would like to thank Toastmaster Souurabh for having such a wonderful theme. Toastmaster Vishal for presenting a wonderful report for GE. It was indeed very innovative. So with this, we come to all the end of all the speeches and evaluations that we have today. I really loved today's meeting, and I hope that everyone learned something from this meeting, because if we don't learn from every meeting, we really don't make any progress here. So our aim is to learn in every meeting and develop ourselves as a good speaker and a good leader. Before moving on to the awards, I would just again like to remind you of the renewals. Please renew if you haven't renewed yet. If we have any guest now, I would quickly like to take a feedback in 10 to 15 seconds. You can just comment on how you found the meeting, and in just 10 to 15 seconds about what feedback do you have regarding any aspect of the meeting. We have Harish Chandra. Yes, Harish Chandra, would you like to give us a feedback? Yes, Harish Chandra, am I audible? Would you like us to give us a feedback in 10 to 15 seconds? I think he is not online. So let us continue with the meeting. For the presentation of awards for today's meeting, I would like to hand over to Toastmaster Swarangi, who would be presenting the screen.
Thank you, Toastmaster Atharva, for the presidential address. And now moving on to the awards for the meeting. The awards for meeting number 487 of the Toastmasters Club of Pune-West. The best speaker for today's meeting is Toastmaster Indrajit Karnik. Congratulations, Toastmaster Indrajit. The best table topic speaker for today's meeting is collectively won by Toastmaster Anup and Toastmaster Indrajit. Congratulations once again. The best evaluator for today's meeting goes to Toastmaster Aishwarya Bhure. And the best role player award for today's meeting goes to Toastmaster Souurabh Gavhane. A great job doing the role for the first time, and you nailed it for sure. And that's all for today's awards. Over to you, Toastmaster Atharva.
Thank you, Toastmaster Swarangi. Congratulations to all the winners. I would like to encourage all the members to keep on taking as much as roles, speeches, evaluations as much possible to improve. Of course, also try to take roles in other clubs if you are free. I have a sense that another lockdown is on our way, so you can make most out of it by taking roles in all the meetings that you find free slots in. You can schedule your speeches with the respective VP education of their club. If you need contact of those VP educations of the respective clubs, you can contact Toastmaster Swarangi. She will redirect you to the respective VPs. With this, I would like to officially adjourn today's